This is Hanklovehank, and these are my top 3 underrated champions. Poppy's skills are his passive, all physical and magic damage dealt to Poppy that extends 10% of her current health is reduced by 50%. So, when he's getting in a fight and he's getting really low, the chances of you killing him are always getting smaller because the 10% of his health is really small. So, and his Q, it does 8% of the target's maximum health as magic damage, and it does base damage over that too, and it scales on both AP and AD, which is really good because that means you do a bunch of damage to tanks and you can do a lot of damage to any other character. And his W, it gives him armor and attack damage for every single attack he does, or he could activate it and it gives him 17% movement speed and gives him the 10 full stacks. His E knocks the champion back or the minion, and if it hits a structure or a wall it will stun it. And it's his ult, his R, for 6 seconds Poppy is immune to any damage and ability from enemies other than the target he has selected. So if Poppy selects a target, he does 20% extra damage to him and no one else can do damage to him, which is pretty nice.
My convictions will not fall.
And that's why he's OP. I think the most reason he's OP is because his passive reduces damage by tons, more than you'd think, and then he gains armor passively by getting attacked, which is great. And he does percent damage of health, which everyone wants to get Blade of the Ruined King, so I'm pretty sure everyone likes percent health damage. And he's immune to everyone else's damage when he's targeting one person. That's pretty OP right there. And he has a stun to stack that on top of. That's some good stuff right there. But see, I'm fine even if he comes at me, no damage. See that? Look at that. That flashed into backwards and I get the stun. Double stun. Flashed out. Follow me and I'm coming back from behind to get that Q.
Let me demonstrate.
Get this. Big damage. Oh, he's zoning us. Oh well. Get my last Q right now. See, that's a good thing about the ultimate. Get that 20% increased damage. Galio is pretty OP because it's passive. It's alright. I wouldn't say it's his best move, but if you're going against a full AP team, he'd be the best choice for you to go, because 50% of your magic resistance turns into ability power, which is really good because a lot of moves or items that he wants to get has magic resistance on it. His Q slows them, it's pretty good, and it has a pretty decent range. His W is, I would say, is bread and butter, and it's his best move. It gives him armor and magic resistance, which actually gives him more AP too. And for every single auto attack for this 4 seconds that he gets this on, it heals him up, and then more AP the more heal you get. But each hit minus the healing by 20%, but still it does a ridiculous amount of healing. His E gives him a little speed boost, which is pretty nice. And his arm, you might think, is not the best because it makes everyone attack him, but if you have your W on him at the same time, you can heal while doing it. Boom! See that slow? Got that first blood. Got got stunned, but it's okay. Not worried, I got this heal. Alright, pop. Got that. Yeah, heal that W, it's a lot more than they think. Like, he would have died right there, but I put my W on him. After level 6, you go hard or go home. Like this. Oh, they still got a ton, but he walked out of it. They're gonna attack me, but that's alright. Boom! Going hard. Alright, this is Yorick. I think he's pretty OP. His passive, gives him... Yorick takes 5% reduced damage, and his basic attack still 5% more for the Yorick goals, and each of them have 35% of his attack damage and health, so it's pretty good. It goes over time, so I set it out, and then over time they slowly die, but 35% of the damage is quite a bit. His Q gives him movement speed and deals damage. You don't really want to build that till later, but it's really good. And his W slows them, so when you slow them and then you get your Q and you hit them and you go faster, and then usually with Yorick you want to have maximum cooldown reduction. So then you do another W and you just repeat this process. And while you're doing this, you use your E, which heals you for 40% of the damage, and it keeps on healing you when it's attacking it. And each one of these do damage, and then you're doing increased damage, and they're doing reduced damage to you. His ultimate he can use on any ally champion, and it gives basically a clone of him, of the champion or of himself. And if I were to die, I reform in that person, and I'm able to use all of my abilities. And it's pretty good because you can basically double up your AD carry and have your AD carry attacking the priorities, but if they're not that smart, you can have them attack the priorities how they should be. And that's why I think Yorick is pretty OP. Going in deep. Got him. What's good about Yorick is early game's really strong. Oh, thank you. This is worth your time. I'm gonna use my ult. I'm gonna get him. I think I got him. Yep, I got the kill. After he lost his escape plan. Now I still lived. Even underneath the turret, my E heals me for way too much to die. Because even after you do it, you get a flat mount at the beginning, and then you get a heal afterwards. So you might think you got me. Ooh, I did survive. I did survive because my E just feels really good. And not gonna die here. I want to help, but it's really risky. And that's why his clone's so good, my ultimate, because I sent it out not thinking anything was gonna happen, and then we got a double kill off of it, even though they instantly killed him at the start. Got him, I still got him. I don't know what he was thinking there. See, that slow is really good, and then I got my Q, which gives me a little boost of speed. And then it gives me extra damage from my passive. It just all works together, all nice and pretty. GG, that's OP Yorick right there. Look at him flying. Oh, he's getting him. Look at him. He's flying all over him. That minion's getting it. Flapping his rings real hard now. Go, 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 go faster, faster, faster. Go, fly.
You should come back with more bad guys.